Hello and thank you for joining me for your daily readings. So today we're going to take a look at self-love and how you can honor yourself. Now obviously if you're someone that is already practicing honoring yourself and self-love, then this is not going to be your reading, okay? This reading is for those who are still struggling to get to that point, okay? And again, as always, it is still a general reading, so it's not necessarily going to resonate for absolutely everybody. You only take the messages that are meant for you, and you leave what isn't yours for someone else, okay? Right, so you've got a bit of a bonus message that's coming through here with the Five of Swords and the Knight of Wands. And I'm getting with this combination of frustration. Frustration at seeing others succeed where you fail. Okay, this seems to be the theme of the month for what our collective is going through at this point in time. You know, you constantly putting in all of the effort and getting nothing in return, but having to see others who are perhaps lazy or underqualified or whatever, you know, reaching to the levels that you're wanting to get at almost with ease, whereas you're struggling. So I am getting a lot of frustration here, and Spirit's saying avoid doing anything that is out of character, avoid acting spontaneously. Do you know what I mean? Avoid acting without thinking is what they're saying as well. Okay, avoid acting out of frustration. Okay, definitely that's the strongest message that's coming through here for some of you. Avoid acting out of frustration. Yeah, you've got the Two of Coins at the bottom of the deck. Remain stable, remain balanced, keep things in perspective. Just keep within the flow, okay? Don't lose your own traction just because of what other people may or may not be doing, okay? Right, so I feel another two, and then we can start pulling. Right. Okay. Energy at the bottom of the deck, of course, is the Nine of Wands. Yes. Perseverance, the wounded warrior. Gone through a lot of battles. I'm feeling with this one that this is all about you trying to prove your worth, trying to prove your value. And you're being told that you don't have to prove your worth or value. You already have worth and value. You can see the staff that he's holding. It's got all of this beautiful, lush green growth on it, okay? That is a metaphor for your own growth, and it's you have to recognize your own worth and your own value first, okay? Now with the Nine of Wands, also that's about firm boundaries and not buckling under the external pressure, okay? Right, so that's your overall message. Now, how you see yourself at this point in time, the Nine of Cups. Well, that's actually really good, because that tells me that you are, if you're not currently in this place of optimism, you're very soon going to be feeling a lot more optimistic about your own chosen path in life, okay? Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, it's accomplishment, it's satisfaction, it's a card of plenty, okay? You're getting to that point of recognizing that you are enough, you are more than enough, you know, you are good enough. And that might have taken a lifetime for some people to recognize that they are enough, that they are plenty, and that they do have a lot to offer. So you are seeing yourself as someone who has a lot to offer. It just feels to be that you're possibly in the wrong environment, you know, around people who don't understand what it is that you have to offer. And you know what? That's absolutely fine. It's not your job to try and convince other people Remember your first message about your worth and your value. That's not your job to convince others that you are enough, that you're good enough, okay? And it doesn't matter what the circumstance is, okay? It's not your job to convince other people that you're good enough, and that you're a good person, okay? You need to know that and believe that and genuinely feel that for yourself, okay? What other people think of you, honestly, leave them to their own opinion, all right? Why you don't prioritize your own needs, you've got the star that is coming out, which is interesting because the star is all about healing, nurturing, it's rebuilding, it's hope, faith, it's having that purpose, okay? It's that sense of peace that only you can give to yourself. Now, with this coming out as why you're not prioritizing your own needs, I feel that there's some kind of insecurity here that you're still trying to make peace with, okay? It can indicate that you've been discouraged in the past on prioritizing your own needs. Somebody that you trusted basically having you put their needs first and foremost, okay? That could have come in through, I don't know, like a caregiver, making you feel like you were selfish for prioritizing your own needs, or for indeed even having needs in the first place. Somebody, certainly the star you look up to, somebody that you looked up to, made you feel selfish and insecure about yourself because you had needs in the first place, okay? So it's making peace with this. There's also self-doubt I'm feeling with this one, okay? And yes, definitely pessimism, which again is weird because it is the star. Like, the star is normally a very beautiful, gentle, healing, optimistic type energy. But this is coming out in the context of why you're not prioritizing your own needs. You've been putting other people on a pedestal. That's why you've not been prioritizing your own needs. And they're saying, don't put others on a pedestal, okay? It's time for you to start looking up to yourself instead. How you can show yourself that you're worthy, the Two of Cups. Yeah. So you need to meet yourself in the middle here with something, okay? It could be, I mean, how would you meet yourself in the middle? It's like internally striking up a compromise with yourself. It is recognizing that you do need love, care and attention and affection, and to stop externalizing that, stop seeking it from another person. But again, it all starts with you, okay? You've got to give yourself the love, the honor and respect, even if others are not giving it to you. In fact, you know, when others are not giving that to you, that's more of an excuse to give it to yourself, not the opposite, okay? As humans, our knee-jerk reaction is, and it's clan mentality, right? It's exactly where it comes from. It's all clan mentality. When other people treat us like shit, we start treating ourselves like shit. Okay, and it's all to do with acceptance and the human need to be within a clan, to be within a group for our very own survival. Okay, that's where it comes from. So you definitely need to start giving to yourself, right? This is a very important union. So it's recognizing the important union between your physical self and your soul self, your higher self, okay? Building upon the relationship that you have internally and then extending that out up to the universe. What is your relationship like with the universe? Okay, that's all Two of Cups energy. Because of course the Two of Cups, I mean, Cups energy is not just about emotions and feelings and romance. It's also a very spiritual energy, okay? Cups can be about spirituality. So this is getting more tune with your spiritual side, okay? Getting more comfortable as well with the relationship that you have with the universe. Maybe you have come from an environment where that was unaccepted or unacceptable, okay? I know for definite, in my history, it always was like, it wasn't just frowned upon, like it was literally beaten out of you, okay? So maybe you have come from an environment like that, all right? Where it was just completely inappropriate according to the environment you grew up in, for you to be spiritual, you know, for you to have this connection with the earth, with the universe, okay? So it's falling back in love with that, okay? Really tapping into your universal given gifts, okay? A lot of people say God-given gifts. I try and avoid that word because I don't like to be narrowing it down too much. Do you know what I mean? I like to try and remain as inclusive as possible, okay? I often say great spirit, you know, or universe or spirit energy. Rebuild the relationship that you have with great spirit, okay? As simple as. Don't allow anyone else to knock it out of you, okay? Because that is, number one, the worst thing that you could ever do for yourself, all right? How you can be more authentic. Two of Swords, yeah. So your Two of Swords is about a crossroads, okay? It can indicate struggling to make decisions, struggling to trust in your own best judgment. It's time for you to look beyond the physical. Okay, I do apologise for the interruption. Randomly, one of my alarms went off. I don't know what that's all about because I disabled them all. I must have just missed that one. Or, I mean, that again, there are no mistakes in tarot, okay? Whatever happens during a read, I'm a firm believer of that's part of the reading, okay? So there's something here where Spirit is trying to draw your attention to something that you're not seeing, to do with your authenticity, okay? There needs to be more balance here that's brought in, and they're asking for you to reflect, and it's something to do with the full moon. They're saying new moon. Okay, so they're wanting for you to reflect upon new moon energy. So that's something to do with a clean slate. It's time for you to give yourself a clean slate. It's time for you to gather up your thoughts and make a plan and to be decisive. Okay, because your Two of Swords, it can be, it can either be an incredibly standoffish energy, or it can be an incredibly self-protective energy, self-protective to the point where you're not allowing anyone or anything else in to get close to you, okay? I feel that Spirit's saying here that your guides are wanting to get closer to you. Maybe have a look at an online calendar and see when the next new moon is going to be, and maybe invent yourself a little ritual that you can do for yourself on the new moon that is going to signify new beginnings for you, that is going to be symbolic for you, okay? Don't bother looking up online what everyone else does. Only look online to see when the next new moon is, okay? Create your own ritual that's going to symbolize for you your clean slate, your new beginning, okay? Really deep messages here that yous are getting out for this one. Something that you're needing to let go of, the Knight of Cups, the approval of others, okay? Again, we've got to read within context, okay? If this was a romantic-based reading, we'd be like, yeah, romantic offering coming in, you know, this person wants to speak to you, they're sending you love notes. That's all Knight of Cups energy. in this context, because it's about you and the relationship that you have with yourself and the universe, you're needing to surrender other people's opinions of you. Okay, stop trying to force other people to like you. All right, it's not necessary. They're saying it's unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. When you think about it, you don't like everybody either. Okay, and that's okay. Not everybody's for you, and equally, not everyone's gonna like you, because not everyone is for you. Okay, definitely. I'm getting the energy here as someone who feels that they have to be overtly nice to new people to ensure that they're going to be liked. That's what Spirit's saying. That's completely unnecessary. Just be you. Just be you. Just be the kind, loyal, loving person that you are. You don't have to overplay anything, okay? You just be you. Anything else above that, it's unnecessary, okay? Other people's opinions of you, it genuinely doesn't matter, okay? And it is funny because it's like, yeah, I used to be that person as well. I think the vast majority of us were, okay? And it genuinely is true that the older you get, the less of a shit you give. Like, that is the honest truth. Okay. This can be very, very idealistic. So you're needing to surrender anything that you might have overly romanticized. Okay, not your ideals. You need to surrender anything that you might have overly romanticized, and that includes other people. Okay. Something that you're needing to acknowledge, the Page of Coins, that there is still a lot to learn. It doesn't matter what your physical age is. Physical age, that's just an indication of how long you've been on the planet for. That's not an indication of someone's knowledge or of someone's intelligence. Okay, there is still a lot to learn. Page of Coins is a student. Every day's a school day, right? It's a cliche for a reason. You will find that the vast majority of cliches are cliches for a reason. Every day's a school day with the Page of Coins. This also tells me that you're needing to start planting your seeds. Metaphorically, start planting your seeds. Okay? Because this is an idea that needs time to grow with the Page of Coins. If you think about coins energy, that they are seeds, okay? Something needs time to grow, and this is what you're needing to acknowledge. Maybe Spirit's saying you need time to grow, or your career needs time to grow, or your self-acceptance, self-love needs time to grow. There's not going to be any instantaneous results with the Page of Coins. Okay? That's what you're needing to acknowledge. Things take time to grow. It's earth energy. Think about Mother Nature. Whenever you see earth energy, it's Mother Nature energy. Right? Things take time to grow. 100%. That's what you're needing to acknowledge. You cannot force anything to move quicker or to grow quicker, and that includes yourself. And remember, this read is about you, yourself. Okay? You need time to grow, to develop. Keep researching as well, okay? Because the Page of Coins is someone who has got a thirst for knowledge. Never be afraid to ask questions. There is no such thing as a stupid question. Okay? Might also be time for you to get practical with something here also. Right, a message from your spirit guides, the devil. What's that doing there? What is that devil doing there? A message from your spirit guides. Now, it could just be saying that you're a Capricorn, or you've got dominant Capricorn placements in your own chart. You could also be Pisces, Aquarius, Cancerian, an Earth sign, a Libra, Sag. Could be, but you don't have to be. They could just be dominant places in your chart that are taking precedence right now. Okay? This entrapment, ensnarement, and it's in the upright position as well. This is darkness, the shadow. I am going to have to clarify this one. Intuitively, I'm feeling one or two things. The first one being Spirit's telling you, don't be afraid of doing that hard work, that shadow work. Okay? Don't shy away from your shadow work. Acknowledge your shadow side. Acknowledge everybody has got a shadow side. Everyone has. And if anyone's sitting there going, I don't, then you've got a bigger shadow side than anyone else has, because you're ignoring it. And when someone ignores their shadow side, that's when they become incredibly dangerous. When someone's sitting there thinking that they're 100% perfect 100% of the time, and they never make any fucking mistakes. It's inhumane. And it opens up the gate for them to do inhumane things to other people. Is extremism. And there's nothing more dangerous than someone being an extremist of any kind. And the devil is extremist energy. It genuinely is. Let's clarify this devil. The other thing that this could be, because that was only the first thing that could have been, it can also indicate that, look, that there are certain experiences that you have had in your life that still to this day, even if it happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it still feels very real and it still feels very fresh. Okay, so that could be like trauma, basically, that you're needing to sit with and make peace with. And remembering as well that the devil only has as much power as what you give it. Okay. Can you clarify this devil, please? That's the message from our, thank you. Nine of Wands, yeah. For some, a very small handful, I'm getting temptation. There could be a temptation for you to slip into habits of old, especially if there has been a recent disappointment. There is a temptation that you could slip into this way of thinking of, why am I fucking bothering trying to improve myself when all I'm getting in return is devastation after devastation, trauma after trauma, disappointment after disappointment. I feel that the entire world, the entire universe is against me. Now, while your feelings are real and valid and they need to be acknowledged, that doesn't mean to say that it's true. Okay, you know deep down the universe is not against you. That's just how you're feeling right now. So avoid slipping into destructive habits of old that you know full well got you into trouble in the past. Okay, maybe some of you used to drink too much. Okay, maybe that was your crutch. Maybe that was your way of dealing with things. Okay, it could have been smoking, anything. Doing it too much. Okay, everything needs to be in balance, right? As soon as you start doing any one thing too much, it becomes unhealthy, right? So with this Nine of Wands coming out to clarify this devil, it's saying literally believe in yourself and have the courage to continue, even in spite of everything else that's going on around you, okay? And definitely do not slip back into those old destructive habits, no matter what you do. Spirit's saying you're better than that, you're stronger than that, you're worth more than that. Okay, you're worth far, far more than that. Okay, right, so let's keep this moving, and I'm going to pull you a healing message. Can you have a healing message for our collective, please? Who are struggling with self-love and learning to honour themselves, please. Someone's saying it's better the devil you know, and Spirit's telling you that that's bullshit, okay? The devil with the 9 of Wands. It is not better the devil you know at all, okay? That's weak. They're saying that that's a weak way of thinking. That's like giving others permission to be shits to you, you know, with the whole, oh, well, better the devil you know. You know, it's like going back to an abusive partner. Oh, well, better the devil you know. At least I know what to expect with them. Spirit's saying, look, do you not think that you're worth more than that? Because you definitely are worth more than that. Right, so you've got the Spirit Guardian of Summer and Expansion. Very, very appropriate, because we're literally coming into summer now. Okay, number 37. So number 37 could be meaningful to some of yous, not all of yous. That reduces into a 10. That's a completion number. Okay, 37 reduces to 10. 10's a completion. There is no need for you to repeat lessons of the past. There is no need for you to go backwards in order to go forwards. That's what your message is. Okay. In the sacred forest, the Spirit Guardian of Summer has arrived. Large clumps of purple berries hang heavy on the vine. The apple trees are laden with shining, ripe red fruit. The droning of the bees fill the forest. The grass is high. The forest is alive with the beauty. Wow, I misread that one then. The forest is alive with the heady scent of flowers. Why did I read the word heady as beauty? I think it's because it was conjuring up such a beautiful image. Right, vitality, health, success, abundance, healing, and passion are expanding in your life. However, you cannot sit back and wait for it to happen. The energy of summer is the energy of working with passion in the direction of your dreams. So give it everything that you've got, an immense reward will follow. Do not sit on the sidelines. Work hard, play hard. Your labor will pay off. If you hold back and repress what you feel during this time, you will become drained and your spirit will wane. Yeah, which is what's going on right now. You feel yourself waning. You feel yourself on that verge of slipping back into habits of old. This is not the time for you to take care of everyone else. This is a time for you to step forward with passion and delight, and you'll be glad that you did. The most earth energy is available to us during the summer season. It is when we can access the great amount of sunlight and spiritual light, so as the power of the sun can pour into our hearts. The Spirit Guardian of Summer says, work with passion. Do not hold back. Take positive steps in the direction of your dreams now in order to reap the harvest later. Your hard work will result in abundance, bounty, and beauty. Okay, so think about what each one of those words means specifically for you. What does abundance mean for you? What does bounty mean for you? And what does beauty mean for you? Okay, and I guarantee you every single person is going to have a different answer. All right? Celebrate and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Yeah. So you are growing, you are expanding. In fact, with this one, Spirit's saying you're already successful. Maybe it's just time for you to change up what your perception is of success, you know? Success isn't always living in a grand mansion and driving the latest car. and having 6 mil in your back pocket, never mind what's in the bank, right? That person could be deeply, deeply unhappy. What is your version of success? Because Spirit's telling you, see with that yellow bird, they're saying you're already successful. You don't need external validation. You don't need external approval. The opinion that you have of yourself is what you're needing to put first and foremost, okay? And everything else after that will follow. You're already successful. Even on the days when it doesn't feel like it. They're saying that you have already done so many things that other people wouldn't have even dared to try. And yet you did it. Right, I don't like shuffling this deck because it's, I mean, you can see the size of it compared to my hands, and it's a weird shape as well. So we are going to take that one because it was a nice big jump. Normally with that deck, though, I have to do such an awkward shuffle. It just looks weird. Right. Okay, every relationship goes through changes. This does not mean that the love has gone, and that includes the relationship that you have, of course, with yourself. Let this be a time of reflection. Some adjustments may be needed. Perhaps a new purpose needs to be discovered. It may feel cold and lonely, but beneath the surface, the earth is warming to the promise of spring. In the meanwhile, express how you feel, gently, lovingly, and honestly. Let yourself be vulnerable and hold each other tight. Yeah, so I'm feeling with this one that for those who do have a healthy partner around you, then it's time for you to be more open, honest, and vulnerable with that healthy partner. Okay, it's time for you to let them in a little bit more, because remember, we can only ever let someone in as much as how we let ourselves in, if that makes sense. Okay. So stop, there's no need to have a barrier between yourself and that healthy partner, if there's a healthy partner around you. If there isn't, of course, again, it's going to be a metaphor for yourself, okay? It's time for you to be more vulnerable and honest with yourself, okay? Right. So let's lighten up the mood, and we'll pull from a cheeky deck. For anyone who is not familiar with my channel or the way that I read, these decks, they are often sarcastic and very, very sweary. So if you're allergic to that sort of thing, then you don't have to listen, okay? It's just a bit of light-hearted fun at the end of a read. And look what you got. Fuck what they say. I told you, didn't I? The older you get, the less of a shit you give about other people's opinions of you. What someone or anyone else says about you doesn't matter. Really and truly, it doesn't. If you heard it secondhand, then it super doesn't matter. And if the person isn't your higher power, or your boss, or your best friend, then it super duper doesn't matter. Think about how much more time you would have to dream up cool new shit if you really and truly stopped worrying about what other people say about you. You think Martin Luther King cared what other people said when he wasn't there? Nope. He was out marching and doing good shit, so let them talk and do your shit. Yeah. You need to keep in mind as well that anybody who doesn't give you a chance, anyone who doesn't take the time to get to know you or to just give you a fair, equal chance, you've got to remember it's their loss, okay? So absolutely, yes, fuck what they say. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you so very much for joining me. I just genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful to somebody. If you feel that you need a personal reading, then I am taking bookings on my website, which is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Don't forget to go check out your zodiac readings and the daily readings as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.